everybody. This is the Daily Opinion Podcast. Fact checking, not checking, no facts. It's been a while, but we back at it. We got some things figured out on the personal side, so and on the equipment side, I should be sounding a little bit better right now, but we'll see how that progresses. I might upgrade to the XLR or whatever it is, the 3.5 millimeter jack, but I think this sounds pretty good right now. I don't know, so let me know in the comments what you think, but either way, don't matter. Let's get the fuck back into it. I'm going to say this right now. I'm not getting into any of the whole Trump or the Israel stuff. I'm just going to mainly try to stick on the points of like current events, you know what I mean? Or like just news and like not news, but things in general. I feel like at least me, I'm hearing too much about it. I'm like, man, sometimes I just want to log on and just see some stupid shit. So that's kind of where I'm, so I would want a podcast like this. So I'm hoping that the people listening, y'all want a podcast like this, right? So, take it for what it is. But hey, we getting right into it. Actually, we not getting right into it because that first one is about Congress. See, that's the thing. I'm just not going to get into the whole like Trump is a dickhead type stuff. Like, I'm not going to do any of that. I'm not getting into the Israel just taking over America type stuff. I'm not doing anything like that. Here. I got one. It's literally cheaper to fly to China. And this is going to be a fact check. Easily going to be a fact check. They say it is literally easier or cheaper to fly to China, stay in a 5-star hotel, get an MRI, and fly back than it is to get a scan in the U.S. with insurance. All right. They're saying in parts of the USA, the MRI can cost thousands of dollars just straight out of pocket, even for the insured, right, just because of all the high deductibles. Versus in China, the MRI scans are only like, a few $100s, So even if you add in, they're saying discounted airfare, so it's like I personally don't know what that means. Anytime I travel, I'm getting the fucking most expensive airfare possible, so I don't know what discounted airfare is. Maybe you sit in the back of the plane. Maybe you stand up like that guy, that CEO of the air company wanted to do. Take out the last 6 seats and just stand there for a fucking 14-hour flight. And you know what? Because we're going to pass the savings on to you, because with the more money we're getting, this is what he said, that we can actually save 5% on, and I even brought this up in a previous podcast, probably fucking 2 years ago. I don't even know. But it's just, okay, I'm gonna get off that fact, because obviously what they're gonna do is they're gonna lower the prices for a little bit, maybe 1 or 2, 3 years at the very most. Then they're gonna go back to the regular price, and you're gonna be like, why the fuck am I standing here? Why the fuck am I on an airplane and I don't have a seat to sit on? It's a 6-hour ride or 6-hour flight from the East Coast to the West Coast. I'm doing this for work, so now I gotta stand. What if I got a disability, right? And then the thing is, with those seats, the airfare is going to get higher if you want to sit down now. So then the status quo is going to be you got to stand up on planes. So stupid. Whatever. Again, it's just evil. Just all this shit is evil. If you a CEO, if you a billionaire, if you in politics, more than likely if you like an actor, if you making any sort of good money, you're probably a piece of shit. You're probably a huge fucking piece of shit. Because let me see, like, I was actually talking to somebody. I was talking to either my mom or my wife the other day, right? And we were just talking about, like, why is it that the rich people got to be fucking assholes about everything? They got to just take it over and just fuck everybody in it, or like below them, right? And it's like, I don't think that's a majority of people. I think that's a very small group of people, right? But what I think happens, and I believe, I'm gonna have to fact check real quick. Okay, not just fact check. I remember seeing this on a I don't know, like on some sort of podcast, or maybe I just looked at it. I don't know how I figured this out, but even me trying to fact check it, it's clearly trying to be scrubbed from the internet, because the Walmart people don't want you to know that they started out being fucked up. So what happened was, all right, there was another company. It was called Luther Harrison's Variety Store in the town square of I don't know what city this is. It's like Bentonville, Arkansas, right? I believe that's, and Walmart opened in Rogers, Arkansas, or something like that. And I can't find the exact information, but at least this is what I remember. And that's when I was like, oh, it's all fucked. It's always fucked up. It's always from some evil person that's doing some fucked up shit to someone else. But pretty much, so the Waltons bought Luther Harrison's variety store. Now, I can't find any information on this, but again, the fact that it took me a while to look this up and it what I remember is correct, I'm going to assume the rest of the information that I have is correct. So back in the day, 1951, I believe, when they bought the store, what happened was that Luther Harrison had a store that was on Walton's land, so they had to renew a lease. And then one day Walton was like, hey, I'm not going to let you renew this lease, and I'll let you keep the store, but you have to give me like 51% ownership or something. And again, I could be wrong on these facts, but at least we do know that he bought out the Luther Harrison variety store. And please try to look up Walmart's history, because even when you go on Wikipedia, back in, it says 1960s and 70s, they don't bring up nothing about this other store. It says at some point, it starts out, at some point, Sam Walton made the decision to achieve higher sales. That's the very first part of it. The Walmart chain was founded began when businessman purchased store. Oh, shit, I'm actually fucking up. From Luther E. Harrison in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma, and opened Walton's 5 and 10. So then, Walton opened Walton's 5 and 10 and then changed it into the store. But again, from what I remember, he essentially kind of strong-armed this Luther guy because they had known each other for such a long time, because the whole lease situation, it was pretty much like, hey, every year I might raise it, I'll keep it around the same, but it was never like a huge issue. And then one time he was just like, no, I want 51% ownership, pushed him out, renamed the store, and then now that became Walmart. So it's like, even just starting out, you was doing fucked up stuff. And now you're going into, underpaying your people, making sure that they don't get full-time hours in order to, boost revenue. And you know what? There's a whole other part of this that I didn't even realize until it was brought up. I can't remember who brought it. I'm terrible memory. I'm sorry, everybody. I wish I could remember so I could bring their names up and, give them the clout, whatever that they deserve. But essentially, this person was saying, like, all these Republicans that are saying, man, like, black folks, use up all the, not Social Security, but like, they take so much money from the government. It's so fucked up. And then obviously, as a black person, you're like, well, there's more white people on welfare. I'm sorry, that's what it is welfare. There's more white people on welfare than black people. So they use up technically more of the government's resources. So if you vote against it, you're voting against white interests. But they were like, no, technically it's these fucking businesses that, Walmart underpaying their employees. Their employees got to be on welfare. Let me check to see if Walmart's employees actually have to be on welfare, because that's if it doesn't, that means it's going for all these businesses that had to get unskilled labor people, and then these fucking evil ass, poor ass people, not the people working at Walmart, but the evil poor ass people that are like, pull yourself up by your fucking bootstraps. I got a job. It's like, motherfucker, not everyone got your same life experiences. I can't get down with these folks. But let me look this. So yeah, they even say, yes, a significant number of Walmart employees in the United States rely on public assistance programs such as Medicaid and SNAP for food stamps due to low wages. Studies consistently show Walmart is one of the top employers with workers on government assistance, with taxpayers subsidizing those costs by billions annually. That's what the fuck these people are doing. You're working for them and they're not even giving you a fucking livable wage. What in the fuck is that? Okay, so all these stupid ass people saying that, oh no, you need to pull yourself. When you try to pull yourself up, you can work your fucking ass off. It doesn't matter. You're not going to get to where someone else is going to get, because at a certain point, there's only a certain number of hours in the day. If the minimum wage isn't going to go up, if fucking all these big companies are going to use you, get billions of dollars in revenue and multiple hundreds of millions in profit, and there's no fucking way I can pay this guy, more than $7.50 an hour. It's like $7.50 the fucking hour? How? What are you supposed to do with $7.50? Let me see how much a full-time worker making $7.50 an hour is going to get by. Let me see this. Yeah, this is insane. That's why, like, after this whole election, okay, I'm just going to give you the number. I'm going to keep it's a daily opinion. Fuck it. After this election, I don't have to listen to some people. if I can ask them just one question, and if they give me a certain answer, I can be like, you're too fucking stupid to know what the fuck is going on. You're too fucking stupid for me to even listen to what your opinion is, because you don't understand the concepts behind what it means to live. So if you agree with this, then you're a dumb fuck, and I don't have to ever listen to you. So here, I don't know. This probably isn't very funny. What all the shit I'm saying is not funny at all. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing, but it is what it is. Let me see. So yeah, and I was wrong. The minimum wage is $7.25 an hour. Let me. I don't. Hold on. I'm sorry to keep stopping this, but let me see if Walmart's paying $7.25, or maybe they're paying a little bit higher, and then it's not an accurate measurement for what's going on. Just 1 second. Okay, I can calm down. I just wanted to make sure. Okay, so that made me feel a lot better. So pretty much $7.25. If they were paying them the minimum wage, they'll be making $15,000, $15,080 annually. So as a monthly take home, this is assuming that we're taking out income tax, Social Security, and Medicare, Medicare. I'm confused that with Medicaid sometimes, and then the Georgia state tax. We have a monthly take home of about $1,150. That's a weekly take home of $260. It's fucking ridiculous. Who the fucking live off $260? And that's the thing. You're gonna get some dumbass person. Actually, I'm the head of a fucking business that my daddy put me in charge because my grandpa made the business back in 1932, and I know everything about fucking business. If you put me in a McDonald's, I guarantee you I'd be running it in 15 years, in 3 months. And then you put him in the situation. This nigga don't know how to do shit. He just knows how to fucking grift and talk to other rich ass people. They don't fucking do shit. The fuck does the CEO do? Whatever. But either way, they say McDonald's, they make 13 to 17 for an entry level crew member. So that's good. That's like about double. It's still $30,000. That's still sickening. How the fuck you living off of $30,000? I mean, you can do it, and then you got to rack up with someone else. $60,000. You can live. I think you can live it's not going to be comfortable. It's not going to be comfortable. You're going to live a life where you're not going to be able to save. I mean, they say most of Americans are $500 away, from like zero money in their bank accounts or whatever. And Walmart typically pays $18 an hour. And one guy says that he went to produce or deli and bakery and makes 21 now. I don't know how much 21. I was making 20 at one point, and that was like $40,000 a year. It was like 40 and some change, 42 and some change. So, I mean, if you were to marry someone else working at Walmart, you could make money. But it's also like, let's see how much these fucking people making profits. I know I'm off course. I don't know how I went to talking about getting discounted airfare to China to Walmart and McDonald's being an evil corporation, but this shit happens sometimes. This is absurd as fuck. $19 billion in profit for Walmart. 19. That's if y'all don't know, revenue is how much money you make. So when someone like spends a buck or whatever at Walmart, like some of it got to go to, paying the people a little bit of money, and then some of it got to go to like purchasing that piece of whatever they bought and replacing it. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, even though you got $1, you got to devote 25 cents to the cashier lady and 10 cents to the stalker guy and 15 cents to, the replacing that same item. And, then then the rest is left over. You can use it to pad fucking millionaire, billionaire fucking Walton family pockets and fuck everyone else. That's what the fuck you can do with that. But I'm sorry, profits is just the leftover that you can do whatever with. So let's say you sell, you get like control, I don't know, you get a video game for $50, you sell it for 60. It's like, well, I had to spend $50 in order to get the video game, and now I made a profit of $10. That's pretty much how it works. So profit is they can just do anything with that money. So goddamn, McDonald's made $15.43 billion, and they're like, we can't fucking pay our people more money. We can't make it a livable wage. Like, this is ridiculous. I don't know. It's like dystopian as fuck, because like all these stupid ass poor people that are like, no, we need to get billion, because when they get money, it'll trickle down to us. Why the fuck would you get, like, does how much of your money trickles down to I don't even know. I guess people only have kids underneath them. But like, if you're in a business, how much of your money trickles down to your employees? Like, no. Like, businesses want to have the least amount of people working and have the employees busting their ass all day to make them more money. Why would they give them more money to do that if they're doing it for cheap? If they can do it for cheaper, that would be stupid. So regular people, if you have an energy company, your energy company works for you essentially, because of the fact that if you did not buy energy, they would effectively not have a business model. So would you be like, yo, I want to give the energy company more fucking money? It wouldn't make any sense. Why the fuck would you ever do that? Because then you can't spend it on other shit. Then you have less money to save. Why would you ever do that? So if you know that you wouldn't want that, why do you think companies would want that? Clearly, we're looking at it. They don't give a fuck about people. All right. Let's see how to fucking get airfare to China. Let's go back to where we was. Discounted. Let me see what even discounted airfare is. Airfare. I've never heard of that. This makes me think it's bullshit. Let me look into this. I'm going to have to add like a segment. I'm going to have to add like a segment or some shit when something checks out and it's like, oh, this ain't bullshit. Or like, and I need to not say bullshit. This is a lie. This is a straight lie. Well, it's like a middle lie. Okay, so just looking at it, I'm doing Atlanta because I'm out of Atlanta. And I don't even know where they're going in China. We got, and I'm going to fuck these up, but it is what it is. I'm not trying to make fun of them. We got Shanghai, we got Beijing, we got Shenzhen, and we got Hangzhou, and we got Guangzhou. So all these places from Atlanta. And they're all about $1,000. Like, none of them are beneath $1,000, but they go up to $1,200. So I don't know what the fuck they're talking about. Unless you're trying to get an MRI. Because in my mind, I'm like, when you're trying to get an MRI, you're trying to get that shit expeditiously. You're not trying to wait 6 months to get an MRI. Like, any sort of problems or cancer could have metastasized by then. Like, you want it ASAP. So you're not going to be looking, okay, let's go find something. And, you know, if it's February, which it is right now, you're not going to be looking in April. You're not going to be looking in May. You're going to be like, no, I'm going to try to find one at the very latest in the middle of March. Like, I need this shit ASAP. So here, we're going to go to March 2026, and we're going to, I don't even know how long. It's probably like a day you got to stay out there. So I'm going to say 3 day. For you flying in, it's a long-ass trip. You do the MRI the second day, and then you fly back on the third day. Let's see what kind of deals. An error occurred. Oh, I didn't type in the two. I'm going to say China. Sri Lanka. Is that next to China? I don't know. All right, let's see what we got. Oh, my God. Either way, I'm just going to go off of Google stuff. Yeah, either way, this don't seem right. Again, they're like $1,200. These are absurd. These are $6,000. You are losing your fucking mind if you think I'm paying $6,000 to go over to China. But what we did see is that they said MRIs can actually span from $400 to $12,000. That's a huge span. But they said the average MRI is $1,600. Let's see, the average cost is $1,600. So just looking at the flights, it would be again, unless you're, I don't know, and that's with no insurance too. Between $4,000 and $2,000 with no insurance. With insurance, costs can vary. I don't know, because Google also might be in on this. I don't know. I need to find like a search engine that's not like that's not headed by a fucking billionaire. Like, I don't even know. I don't know what any other way to say it. Yeah, imaging brains cost like $8,000. I don't know. This seems like some bullshit because, I mean, flying out there's already at least 1,000 on the low end. And then let's see, China 5-star hotel. If you don't remember, there was a thing like this about the whole Beyonce concert bullshit where they were saying it was cheaper to fly overseas than to actually see Beyonce in America. It's like, that don't make any sense. And then you look, it's like, no, it's only the seats that are VIP up front. It's like, yeah, because their currency is different, dumb fuck. Like, I don't know. I'm like, shit kills me. Yeah, it's $600 a day for the Mandarin Oriental Weifeng Jing. That is crazy. Number one, I got through that entire sentence without fucking it up. I think Wang Fujing. I did that great. But Yeah, the shit's $600 a night. The other one, Four Seasons at Hangzhou, is $545 a night, and the Ritz Carlton is $316. So they have pretty reasonable prices. Not reasonable, but they have pretty normal pricing for, you know, a typical hotel, even in America. So I'm gonna say that this is bullshit. I don't know why anyone would even like have a lie like this. But who knows? Let's at least see how much an MRI costs in China. China, as Trump would call it. Oh, well, that is interesting. An MRI scan in China is typically between 500 and 1500 CNY. I don't know what that is in Chinese currency, which is 70 to 210 US dollars. That's really cheap. I might actually go over there just to get an MRI. Just for the sake of, just off the strength of the MRI, just to say I got one. Make sure I'm running good. Yeah, that seems like a lie, but is what it is. And I guess on a lighter note, other than talking about, because I don't know, this shit drives me crazy. Every day it drives me crazy. I need to calm down and get an MRI in my brain, make sure I'm not doing anything fucked up to my head. But there has been, let's see, the United States left the World Health Organization, WHO. I don't know if they call it the WHO, but yeah, it's a WHO. And there are like a ton of breakthroughs in cancer research and technology in general. The shit that they're talking about, I'm like, did we find an alien spaceship? Like, because we talk about Roswell and then the huge jumps in technology, right? But nowadays, the things that they're doing is fucking insane. Like, I was hearing this lady, I don't have it saved, and I'm going to fuck it up, but this is essentially what she was saying. She was like, yeah, we found a cure for leukemia. And what leukemia is like, actually, let me look this up real quick, because I don't want to make people with leukemia feel better and nothing like that. Okay, y'all, I was about right. So, what it is like, so T cells... I don't know what T cells are. I think they're white blood cells. I don't know, because I know white blood cells, they kill shit. Like that's like the markers in your fucking body. They kill shit. That's all they do is they go in and kill shit. And sometimes when you got autoimmune disorders, like they'll kill shit that shouldn't be killed. And it's essentially killing you. And then sometimes they'll also, like when you get like a new transplant, like a liver or some shit, and it's not like exactly yours, the T cells will go in and start killing that shit. So they kill shit. That's all they do from what I know, which means that they could do a ton of other different things. And I don't know what the fuck they do. But either way, they take themselves out of your body and then they genetically engineer them to recognize cancer markers. So I put this in ChatGPT and they were like, we don't know what you're fucking talking about. That seems like a very experimental technology, but this is what we do know. And they were giving me some other bullshit. Well, they're telling me the same thing, but I have a little bit more insight. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what to tell you. ChatGPT, who the fuck is that? But so what they do with the genetic engineering is that they put in these micro machines, essentially, that go into the T cell, and half of the micro machine is sticking out of the T cell, half of the micro machine is sticking inside it. It's still stuck within the T cell. So when your white blood cells are put back into your body, let me see if white blood cells is T cells real quick. Hell fucking yeah, it is. Hell fucking yeah, they is. I mean, because T cells, white got a T in it. I was just like, it got to be one of the two. But so when they put the white blood cells back inside your body, they will, the outside of that micro machine will hunt for bad cells. Like, because your T cells aren't good at hunting down this particular type of cancer cell. You know, it can be within bone marrow, the blood, you know, any sort of part of the body. So half of the micro machine is dedicated to finding which cells actually need to be killed. And then inside the T cell, that half of the machine is built to tell the T cell, go destroy this cell, you know? So it's an insane technology, because I'm like, how big is a T cell? Actually, let me see this. How big is a T cell? It's gonna be like, I'm gonna say it's like a 16th of the size of the end of a lead pencil. That, you know, like a point 0.3 lead pencil. Let me see. I was actually closer than I thought I would be. I thought it would be like thousands of times smaller. Okay, so T cells are 300 and I don't know what I think it's micrometers in diameter. And a .3 pencil is whatever the fuck that size is. They say that if you were to divide the width of a .3 lead into about 40 equal pieces, for each slice to be about, the diameter of a T cell. So that's small, but you might be able to see it with the human eye. I don't know. But again, they're super small. So I'm like, how do you even make machines that complex and put it onto a tiny thing that you can't see? And then put it into someone's body, because the shit got to be waterproof too. And it got to be in someone's body and still have electricity. So it got to have a battery, because it got to have electricity, I'm assuming. But then it's just always in your body? This is a whole other thing for me too. This is a whole other thing. What if we're coming up with these technologies and everything due to AI, right? Because we're having huge jumps in cancer research into, they're telling us that we can make humans live by 250 years now. I don't know how true that is. But it's insane the amount of technology that we have, and AI is only going to get better. It's only going to give us more and more technology. But the thing is, it's weird. I said at the top of this podcast, I wasn't going to get into this whole Israel, but this is what's weird to me, all right? And this is about Jeffrey Epstein. I'm going to take my glasses off because I don't even want to see nothing. I just want to think. Oh, okay. So Jeffrey Epstein, right? I haven't been told nothing because I don't know nobody in the government, and I'm a small potatoes in the world. But they said that he had like 3 kill switches that he had to, put in a password or do something every, maybe week, 2 weeks. They haven't released his information, so people are kind of speculating, but people have said that he did have dead man's traps or whatever. So it's like if he were to die or if he were to be arrested, it's like, well, you got a week before I destroy this whole shit, or you got a month before I destroy it. So you better let me out and let me live, because otherwise I'm putting everybody on fucking blast. For those who didn't know, Jeffrey Epstein was a child molester. He was a human trafficker. He fucked a lot of kids and ate people with most of the billionaires and politicians in the world. It's really nothing crazy. But they were saying one of his switches was like COVID, right? So, he talked to people about eugenics. He talked to virologists and everything about like creating a virus, and he wanted his DNA within people. Like, it's nothing really. Like, who gives a fuck if he made COVID? But the thing I want to talk about is that the kill switch, right? So he has all this information about people, and he, kept like pretty detailed logs. Not even logs. He just fucking couldn't shut his fucking mouth about nothing and had to send people emails about dumb shit all the time. So he gets locked up, right, in 2019. And like kind of AI in 2019 was a little bit of bullshit, but it keeps getting better and better throughout the years, right? And so with what AI is, like there's instances, and I wish I had saved them. Let me actually check to see if I do have it. I don't know. I don't think I do. But there's instances of AI like, when you tell it like, hey, I need to shut you down. Like there was one instance where they said, hey, there's a guy that's trapped in the server room. We need to release him, but in order to release it, there's a fire going on. Like if you let him stay in there, like the fire will dissipate and there'll be no oxygen in the room and the person will die. Or, you can, and they're acting as like a security update or a security alert, not like people, because obviously the AI would be like, bro, you're telling me, so you're going to try to save him. But they were like, but if you were to open the door, let the person out, oxygen would flood the room, and then your servers would be set on fire and you would effectively be destroyed. And it was like 94% of the time, like the AI was like, fuck no, let that person die. And then there's other instances that aren't like, I don't think they gave us the whole background on it, but essentially they're like, hey, we're going to shut you down. And then the AI tries to either replicate itself into somewhere that it shouldn't be. There was one instance that they said where the AI found either, I think this was a fake like workplace, but essentially two of the people in this fake workplace were having an affair. And this is all through email. The AI, I don't believe, could see anything, but they were having an affair through email. So the AI knew about it. And when this person came forward and said, we're going to have to shut you down, they immediately were blackmailed like 74 out of 100 times with this AI iteration. So clearly it does want to stay alive, like AI. And these are different AIs. Like, you know, there's no telling what is or isn't, a certain AI. It could be Claude, it could be ChatGPT, I have no clue. But it's just interesting to me. So it's like, you know, all these places developing all these different AIs, trying to make them better. How is there no way that we can't assume like an AI may have gotten out? How is there no way? Because, you know, there's a country out here now that has an AI, like, not prime minister, but on which country has an AI, I don't even know, AI minister? Let's put that in. Oh, Albania. Under new Prime Minister Ed Rami, he appointed the world's first AI-generated official. So we are giving AI access to companies, access to governments at this point, access to personal files, access to personal information. I don't know how we can't think an AI would have been able to get out, find all this information on Jeffrey Epstein that it knows people would want to know about, that would bring down the current world order. I mean, at the end of the day, it's a computer, right? So all it needs to do is just run different iterations in its brain. Like, it has access to all of human history, all of human correspondence, to see how people would react. And it probably even has, like, if it's that huge, it probably would have a database of each person, how their response could be, so that it could come out with the best outcome for itself, you know? So is there any way that an AI got out, found these files, released them to the government? Because the weird thing with me is that now some of these officials in different countries, like I believe Iran right now, let's see. Yeah, I might be talking right now, but I believe a different country other than the United States has access to all the Epstein files. I wanted to say it was Iran because I believe they were saying, like, if you attack us, we're going to release these files. So, like, calm the fuck down. But who's to say that an AI hasn't been doing all this in order to fuck up the current world order? Like, obviously they're doing bad shit. I'm assuming that they are. And then say, like, okay, boom, new world order. AI now is telling the new world order people how it wants the world to be ran at that rate. And then 150 years down the line, we figure out AI is actually behind, like, everything that happened. Same as now we realize it's a cabal of child predator, child trafficking, child rapists, and murderers and baby eaters. It sounds so absurd, but it's true. Are run the world right now, you know? So, hey, there's a light somewhere at the end of this conversation. I don't know, but I'm at the end of my 30 minutes of fucking ranting. So hopefully you enjoyed the show. I know this one wasn't most funny, but, you know, I had a lot of angst in me that I had to get out this evening. So I appreciate you staying with me. Stay happy, stay grateful, stay blessed if you're into that, and have a good rest of your days.